Hi everyone, welcome to our Interaction and Gender video project. My name's Laura, and in this video, my group and I will walk you through identity politics. We'll list definitions, examples, and even some problems that go along with it. Identity politics, by definition, is a tendency for people of a particular religion, race, social background, etc., to form exclusive political alliances, moving away from traditional broad-based party politics. This definition exemplifies that there are a plethora of identity-based political forces that control the narrative in certain situations. My group member Diego will give you some background on identity politics.
So some background on identity politics is that we as Americans have been involved in identity politics since the forming of the Republic. The term identity politics came into use during the Civil Rights era by minority groups to form a coalition with people of the majority. This allows an excuse for people to organize politically around that special interest for the sole purpose of advancing that interest without concern or regard for any larger group or collective. Identity politics has also been for those who have been feeling oppressed to articulate their felt oppression in terms of their own experience by a process of consciousness raising. Lastly, the term is now popularly used when referring to national movements by groups like Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQ+ community. Now my partner Kendall is going to talk about the pros and cons of identity politics.
So with everything, there's pros and cons that come along with it. While identity politics offer the driving factors behind the fight to abolishing slavery, it also was the driving factor behind the Jim Crow laws, which were enforcing slavery. And so with that, identity politics are not only behind the efforts of marginalized groups that it seeks to redress, but also the efforts of dominant groups to marginalize others. This is still present today as we have reevaluated our identity in many ways. There comes the belief of if this re-identification is wrong or what America is, which is a dividing factor in our nation currently. Going off of that, there are many problems with identity politics as there are pros, and the Stanford University political science Francis Fukuyama calls identity politics one of the chief threats facing liberal democracies. In this article we read, we found that it was one of the bigger threats that is increasing the economy, and it also is creating next, Ashley will be talking about the problems and specific examples.
Okay, so identity politics is very vague, but generally refers to discussion of issues pertaining to one's identity, and usually the focus is women, racial minorities, immigrants, and the LGBTQ community. Identity politics has one side wanting to protect the status quo that has protected white men, straight people, cisgender, Christian beliefs, and then the other side wants the other group to be more accepted into mainstream America. To name a few, social issues that are classified as identity politics are Black Lives Matter, which mainly talks about the police shootings of unarmed Black people, trans people using bathrooms, the fluidity of gender, and same-sex marriage. Even though that is legal in all 50 states, it was a very big issue before. Now, Yahira is going to be talking about the conclusion.
As my previous group members explained, identity politics are extremely relevant in our country in this time. With the formation of more and more groups, it can be difficult to keep up with the most current information. Although seemingly overwhelming at times, it is important to acknowledge the importance of the issues being raised by reformative groups. Without the recognition and validity that these social issues deserve, many people would continue to face injustices we now consider unacceptable. However, it is also valuable to think critically about certain issues and to not take everything at face value. Thinking of overall pros and cons can help guide and create a deeper understanding of the issue, as well as why some are opposed or for it. Thank you guys for listening to our presentation on identity politics. And here is our reference page.
Okay, does anybody know how to stop recording?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's like where you put record, it should say stop recording.
Wait, did